Good morning and happy Thursday. All right, so I mentioned Ford Motor Company stock yesterday. Had you bought it, as of this morning, you'd be up 13%. This is the type of incredible information that you can get from watching these videos. And that was just complete blind luck, and I had no information whatsoever. So when's the last time you asked yourself what an extraordinary quality of life looks like for you? You know, we get wrapped up in so much day-to-day stuff, and we get wrapped up in, when are we going to get the kids to this, and I got to go grocery shopping, and I got to deal with the lawn, and I got to pay the bills, that we don't stop and think about the bigger picture. And the people that live the life that they want to live take time to actually decide what that means and what is it that they want. We've talked often about the reticular activating system, right? The part of your brain that focuses on whatever it is that you're looking for. And you have to give it the direction. You have to give it, what is it that I want? And in order to do that, you've got to be specific. So you got to ask yourself questions like, what does an extraordinary quality of life mean to me? Whenever I've done a goal setting seminar, whether I'm doing a seminar where I'm giving it or I'm doing it myself, I always like to finish with, what would a perfect day be like for you? If you put together all of these goals and you put it in one day, what would that be like? Where would you be when you woke up in the morning? What would you do? Who would you spend time with? And it's an amalgam. It's a combination of all the different things that you want to do. So it might not actually be one day, but you put it all together in one day. And what does that look like to you? Do you wake up on an island? Do you wake up in a big city? Do you wake up in the middle of the woods? Do you wake up on a lake? Who do you hang out with? What do you physically look like? Who are you with? Who are you spending time with? Do you have meetings with people? Who do you get to hang out? Do you go entertain? Do you go talk to people, or are you by yourself? What is it that you do in a perfect day? And then that gives you an idea and a focus and a visual cue as to where it is that you want to go. So start asking yourself the question, what does an extraordinary quality of life look like for me? What would that mean to me? What would I physically look like? Where are my finances? Who am I spending time with? What are you doing all day long? A lot of people that get significantly successful financially figure out how to run their businesses only a couple of hours a day, where they get them going at such a level that they're like, okay, I can show up for work at 10 o'clock and leave at 1. Lauren LaHave, who's one of the great speakers who's worked for Tony forever and ever and ever, and then does her own stuff. She's a published author. She ran our crew for a long period of time. She's an expert at what we call RPM, Results, Purpose, Massive Action Plan, which is a planner system, like Franklin Covey's, only more. And Lauren gets to work at 10 o'clock and leaves at 2. That's her work day, and has been her work day for a long time. And otherwise, she's with her family. Now, she still works. I mean, she'll be doing content like this, or she might be giving a talk or whatever. But at the office, she shows up at 10, leaves at 2. Some days she works longer than that, but most of the time, no. And her team takes care of everything outside that. She communicates with them. She checks her emails. There's messages, but she's got it all set up. So they show up, they do their meetings, and then she's out of there. And that's taken a while for her to develop that. But is that an extraordinary quality of life for you? Do you want to work for, or do you want to not work at all? Is an extraordinary quality of life for you that you're sitting on a dock at a lake in the middle of nowhere, and there's a line in the water and the hook isn't even baited because you don't want that much excitement in your life? Is that what you want? The point is, you got to get specific as to what that outcome is. And if you start thinking about, what is my extraordinary quality of life, then your brain's going to start to find ways to get you there. You're going to start moving in that direction. And it's also going to make it easier to deal with the little day-to-day stuff. When you've got the big picture in mind, then the day-to-day things that don't go perfectly don't bother you as much, because you'll see the big picture as to where you're headed. If you know, this is where I'm headed, this vision that I have, an extraordinary quality of life, then all of a sudden, if the car gets a flat tire on the way to work, or runs out of gas, or the dishwasher quits and you got to buy a new one, garage door opener doesn't open and you can't get your car out, whatever the things are that, the kid has stitches, the stuff that happens isn't going to impact you as much because you're going to see that bigger picture. Thank you very much for watching today, everybody. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other. Have an awesome day.